morning, students. Political Science Standard 9th, India's defense system. In the last lecture, we saw that how India started building itself in terms of defense. How actually the process carried on, or slowly it went on, to make India today a better country in terms of defense system. A country can be powerful on economical terms, because of geographical favor, even because of skilled labor in terms of skilled engineers who built up various technological equipments for the army. Nowadays, armies are fighting the war without human intervention. Even the planes, the rockets are being controlled from a war room, and actions are taken on enemy's areas. So, as the world started developing in terms of defense, India also started developing itself. But we have to understand that India's exposure to defense comes in front when India fight war with China. Actually, this was something which India never expected, or India was not actually prepared for. After that, as the Cold War again moved further, there was a threat from America when Bangladesh was on the verge of creation. And then suddenly one realizes, or any country as it moves further, the experience makes them much more intelligent or active to protect themselves. A sovereign nation, as India is itself, and we know that what exactly a sovereign nation is. A sovereign nation, as India is, always strive to make itself more component part of world in terms of political leadership, in terms of peace, harmony, in fields of technological developments, even medical, pharmaceuticals as we call it, or skilled labors. But when it comes in terms of defense, we have to understand India's defense system. Last time also we discussed about Army, Navy, Air Force. Actually, the head of the Indian Army is President, being a supreme commander as a civilian chief. Keep it in mind, when we study about the executive of India, President, and then Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, and the other executives or the officials are directly or indirectly indulged with political or government. But President is neither a member of any political party nor have to do anything with the political aspects that goes on in the nation. He represents the nation. He represents the nation. He is the first citizen of India, and so naturally also a civil chief. Civil means common man. He represents common man, and as according to the constitution, and so is given the supreme commandership of all three forces. Apart from that, keep it in mind, we have to understand that a nation as India is, the army is totally under the control of president, No war nor peace. Means here if you want to make no war nor peace take place without signature of president. Now that is something which is most important. We have to understand that Indian Army, Navy or Air Force works or is totally under the control of president, and without his assent, without his permission, army can never start a war nor it ends the war. That means the other political scenarios assist the president. They also assist the president. They are also along with the president. But we have to understand that being a supreme commander, it is under his guidance that nation fights the war. One. Second, Also, Prime Minister is there, being a official spokesperson of a nation. Prime Minister words matter, as he is also the leader of the Parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And Lok Sabha represents the common man of the nation or citizens of the nation. So Prime Minister definitely holds an important position in defense system. So with Prime Minister, his subject colleague, that is Defense Minister, is also there. And Defense Minister is the head of all these three. All these three works in accordance to Defense Ministry. Apart from that, there are many committees. From time to time, they suggest the Defense Minister, the Prime Minister, what changes should be brought about, how India should develop itself in terms of defense and all that. So, Army. The Army is always led by Army General. And as a work here only I want to mention that you will have to find the names of who are these persons. In 2020, as India is moving ahead, we can get even the names of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We will have to represent them. Now, Army, India's army is 7th in the world. Keep this in mind. But it is not the same with Air Force or Navy. As we always, or as we know that, in terms of India, the naval post is very big. So is also the land border. Land border, we have to understand that Himalaya is not as easy as we think. Now, these 4 layers of Himalayas, apart from this, which is a part of China, these 3 are the parts of India. And because of this, the elevation, as we go upper and upper, as the height of the land increases, or Himalaya, as the mountain ranges increases, it is not one and the same as military is here and here. Because of the temperature, because of the snowfall, because of the visibility that is due to the fog, or even smoke, as we can term it now, or even the rainfall that occurs in northeast, it is not that much easier for the military to move from one place to another. And so technological developments are most essential. Sometimes India has to purchase it from foreign countries. And nowadays India has given stress to develop all these things in India only. Make in India and made in India, both are important as far as all the commodities that are needed by India are to be studied. But also we have to understand that it is not easier for any nation, not only India, any nation to compete in the world scenario, global politics on a single hand. No nation in the world is strong enough to fight back on its own. Today the war is not related only to the destruction of arms and arms fairs. It's also the other side, or the other ill effect is in terms of the havoc that is created in the country, and because of that economic sanctions plays a major role. Diseases are created. The best example, COVID-19, is something that we have to understand, yet it is not being disclosed by any country or any agency of the world that what exactly it is. But surveys, studies are going on, and in this term we have to understand that all the 3, definitely the 3 personals, that is the Army General, head of the Army, Admiral, head of the Navy, and Air Chief Marshal of the Air Force, works or takes the charges of the 3 forces to protect India in the water body, on land and in air. Nowadays, fights are not restricted only in water body or land, but also in the air, through air. And everyone knows that what exactly the Air Force is, what Air Force is made up of. Now, if we try to understand all this, also we can come to know that to prepare the military people to join military, there are certain plans or there are certain workouts by the government. The government always take initiative so that at the young age students are picked up, provided every opportunity to him or her, so that while joining military, they join the military ranks as an officer. And for that, from standard 9, you can give the example, you can give the exams to join NDA or NDC. NDA means National Defence Academy, which is at Pune. Now, exactly, this exam is related to something else, that is SPI, Services Preparatory India. Services Preparatory India, from 9th standard, one can attempt if wants to join the military as an officer. If one wants to join military, the preparation round begins here. If 9th is not possible, 10th and even 11th. So there are 3 chances, or there are at least 2 years through which 3 exams can be given and student can enter into National Defence Academy, National Defence College, or even the college at Dehradun. There are 3 colleges. All the students who pass out from this college are the officers either in one or other. Now, this is not only the Army, the Navy and the Air Force. To assist the Army, the Navy and the Air Force, which are always in action during the war times, they are also assisted by, they are helped by, and they are helped by paramilitary forces. What exactly the paramilitary forces are? The paramilitary forces, para means semi. Para means semi. It is not exactly the military, but it is too close to the military. It helps military in all conditions. It favors military in each and every action. When there is peace on the border, paramilitary forces, that is the Border Security Force, Central Reserve Police Force, Rapid Action Force, not the Home Guards. These are on the border lines to safeguard the borders. But during peace time, when time comes of war, all these move ahead, but to assist the military. They assist the military in each and every mode. Now, what is the work of military, Navy, Air Force? Is it always only on the war field? Definitely not. But they have to prepare themselves always to protect the civilians, the common citizens of the nation. And common citizens of the nation can be threatened by anyone. So definitely the challenges to the India's security are, yes, there is one, we have studied about NCC also, National Cadet Corps. Students aspiring up to 10th standard enters into NCC. These students are the ones who can enter through SPI to NDA. Now this is the channel how students are picked up, given an opportunity by the government itself, and then definitely so they can join one of the 3 forces of Indian military as an officer. So when NCC, we know that they are always being trained right from shooting onwards. Rifles are being provided to them, though they are the old ones, yet the original weapon comes in their hands at or on before 10th passing. These are the students who rather than get the confidence, they always are being supported by the government authorities, and in this way a military officer from the childhood or from the student's age is being pinpointed or picked up the work or the challenges to India's security. Now the challenges to India's security, definitely, as the war lines are on the border. Now borders are of 2 types. One is line of actual control, we call it LAC, and second is line of control. That means, for example, when we study about India, maybe, for example, this is the line of actual control. But sometimes it happens that on these fields, the line is not exactly known, and then there is this gap. The gap is provided, so the military is on this side and military is also on this side. This line is to be preserved, protected, or this line is no man's land. Now, this line means it's a small area, but yet important. Both the nations may be encroaching this area, and in this way there is always a struggle. Now, struggle for nation's defense is also on the other side by, as we always speak about Pakistan. Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Muzaffarabad is being made as the capital of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. There is the other side that is known as Aksai Chin, which is snatched by China from India. Then Galwan Valley, as today we all know that the skirmishes, or as we call it, the fight is being going on in this area. The area is very tense. So naturally, military will be there. But to support military, to provide each and everything that is needed to the military on the warfare, is the work of policy. Even on the ground level, even at the local level, that is, for example, we always take an example of Akola. So Akola, during the festival times, maybe from whatever the festival time it is, may it be Ganesh Chaturthi, Navratra, Dashera, Diwali, or some others, Eid, Christmas, home guards are being deployed. Now, this is something which is apart. Home guards, definitely. Home guards are the persons who wants to join or who wants to serve the nation, but cannot join any of one or the two. So these people, or the people who have that instinct to serve the nation, joins home guard and do the work that is assisted by or that is helpful to the police force. Definitely, maintaining law and order, maintaining peace and harmony is the work that is carried out. Or even during the riots, even during the disasters, may it be natural or man-made, may it be during the strikes, when the common man's life gets disturbed, interrupted, home guards are the ones who come to rescue. When they are the ones who help or assist the government so that government may carry on the work smoothly. Also, all these, the BSF, the CRPF, the RAF and some others also, are the ones who assist the government from time to time in whatever the challenges they are. Maybe challenges maybe of pollution. Because of pollution, many times it occurs that we are not that much acquainted with the pollution that military or semi-military organizations are to be deployed of. But it is then disasters. We know that sometimes earthquake may occur, or even due to cyclones, heavy rainfall that lashes out the city. Semi-military organizations are being deployed. If it is natural, sometimes man-made, Mumbai blast or riots between Delhi, as it experienced last year, the riots that took place in Delhi, many of the people were killed. So at this juncture, first the paramilitary forces are deployed. Nowadays the news is coming on for the paramilitary deployment in some areas in Maharashtra to control COVID-19, because people are not supporting, or people are not being that much pressurized by the government, police, and police failing to control the public. And it is also the other side is that police are too acquainted to the people of that city. So naturally they cannot be that much harsh, they cannot be that much rude to the people while maintaining law and order. But when these people comes, they are totally new to the area. And anyone who they see that the law is not being attempted or followed by a person, then they carry on their work, and people are pressurized to obey whatever the rules are, whatever the laws of the land are. So naturally, in the name of COVID, that is man-made disaster, the people should not move anywhere. They should be in their houses only. Paramilitary forces will be deployed in Maharashtra. It is said that, don't know exactly. But even if not, we can understand that Ekadashi, as we call it in Maharashtra, Pandharpur, curfew is being declared since today only. Curfew will be launched in Pandharpur. So naturally, the other side is that paramilitary forces will be deployed there. Though it's a work of God, though it's a work in the name of peace and harmony, yet the challenge, the threat posed to the human, posed to the mankind, is something which is totally apart. And to tackle practically to overcome it, government paramilitary forces will be deployed so that people cannot go there to worship their devotee, their god. So, the same was done when it was during the Rath Yatra of Jagannath. Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra this year also faced the same challenge. Now, this is something that is maybe human security or India's defense security as a land. The work, after all, is allotted to one, the military or paramilitary forces, and they are means once they are being deployed, people show faith in them. That is the biggest strong point of Indian military system. At large, India is always supporting, and not only India, the fervor always goes in favor of these peoples, these personas all over the world, because they die for their motherland. And when it comes in the same turn to us, people also support it. While doing so, it's also that we have to understand that, as we always call that, these are the people who are, apart from that there are some others. Others means which directly cannot be mentioned, but yes, we have to understand that black cap commandos we call them. As Mumbai was attacked by the 10 terrorists from Pakistan, again India's security was exposed. And though India has black cap, yet it took a long time to assemble or to bring them to a single spot in Mumbai. At this juncture, at this point, the terrorists coming from the water bodies, that is Arabian Sea, entering into Mumbai, moving freely, and police being exposed that they did not have the well-equipped arms and ammunition. They did not have that communication network very strong as compared to that of the terrorists. They also were unable to move fast because of the vehicles. They did not have that well-equipped vehicles. After that, much of the money is spent, and many of the either vehicles, arms and ammunition with various technologies is being accepted by the even police force, not only by Mumbai police or Maharashtra police, but throughout India. So this is something which goes on in a developing sense. Now we have to understand that a huge sum, that is money of the national, whatever the expenditure is spent on preparation for war. We know that war never takes place always, every time, every year. But in this preparation, it takes a long time. It takes near about 20-30 years to prepare a nation to go for a war. And within some days, the economy gets shattered, economy gets destroyed. But to maintain peace, to maintain security, to maintain harmony, military is of utmost importance. So, it is in this way that we have to understand the defense system of India. There are also various organizations, as I spoke before, that they are always assisting in the technological development of the military of India. Military, that is Army, Navy, Air Force. Hope you all understood.